Good morning, you guys. As you can see, I am just heading downstairs for the day. Looks like Andrew made it down here before me. We normally like to start our morning reading our Bibles, and I always like to start my morning with water of some kind. This morning, and just lately in general, I have been drinking chlorella powder in my water. It's surprisingly delicious and refreshing. As you can see, I'm just stirring it up. It's not too clumpy, so it does mix into your water pretty well. I definitely recommend trying it. I believe it's high in iron and all kinds of good vitamins and nutrients. Andrew is making himself his morning matcha. He normally switches off between, lately he's been switching off between coffee and matcha. And I've actually done that a lot lately, although I have to say I do really enjoy a cup of coffee in the morning. And now I am making my electrolyte water, just getting it ready for my workout later. And after I read some of my Bible, I am making my morning coffee this morning. I am just doing a simple Americano, and I've got some raw heavy cream that I'm going to add to it. I like to add pumpkin spice powder or cinnamon to it this time of year as well, or really any time of year. And after we both read our Bibles, we normally just kind of sit and enjoy the early morning. Generally, we're both sipping our coffee or a matcha at this time. It's just nice to sort of start your day in a calm, relaxing way. All right, guys, it is workout time. This morning, we are doing upper body. We normally like to start by stretching, just get the body warmed up, especially if you are working out early in the morning. It's just really nice to sort of stretch out your body. And I really love doing these shoulder movements prior to doing upper body day. It just kind of gets all your muscles activated and ready to go. We normally do about 6 stations, 5 to 6, with about anywhere from 20 to 30 reps of whatever movement we're doing. As you can see, Andrew is definitely working on his flexibility. I find stretching on a regular basis just really helps to prevent, I think mostly probably back issues. I think stretching out your spine and just stretching all those back muscles is really great just for maintaining good physical health. I think stretching can be a little overrated. All right, so here we are starting with our push-ups. I'm doing 20 reps. I think Andrew's doing 30 or something. I'm not sure. He kind of switches it up. And then we are going in with our pull-up, we call them. I'm using 15-pound dumbbells, and Andrew, I believe, has the 20-pound. We normally will do about 20 of these double, and then we do 10 or 5 on each arm single. All right, next I am going in with wingspans. I'm going to do 24, and then Andrew is doing press-ups. So we just kind of rotate our stations. He is doing 20 press-ups. I find this workout definitely targets your shoulders quite a bit. All right, so here we switched. Andrew is doing wingspans, and I am looking like I'm struggling, but I am doing the press-ups now. I think I switched to a lighter weight later on in the workout just because it was feeling a little bit on the heavy side. Definitely, if you're working out, I just encourage you to don't get too competitive with each other. Try to listen to your body, and if you need to use a lighter weight, just do it. It's not worth getting injured. It's nice to be able to kind of detect the difference between the pain of your muscle working hard and a potential injury. So I try to be really aware of that. And then here we are finishing with bicep curls. And time for round 2. And then we're just going to repeat this whole thing 2 more times and then end with maybe a little bit of a stretch and cool down, and then it'll be time to hop in the shower.
Tastes like Barcelona, a place I've never been before. But you live with your new lover, not thinking of me anymore. An angel that walked into my life at the wrong time. That's why whiskey makes me cry. Oh, it tastes bittersweet. I catch myself starting to think of cry to me on repeat the whole time you first kissed me. A stranger stranger that walked into my life at the wrong time. That's why whiskey makes me cry.
I am heading down to make breakfast now that I am all ready for church. I'm just grabbing some eggs and some other items that I'll use to make Andrew his omelet. Normally he likes, lately he's been doing goat cheese, hot sauce, bacon, and some kind of spicy, almost sauerkraut in his omelet. All right, here I'm getting some bacon going. I'll normally cook up anywhere from 2 to 3 pieces for his omelet. All right, now I'm cracking the eggs, and I do 3 eggs for his omelet in the morning. I like to add salt and pepper, and that's about it, because honestly, the filling in the omelet's pretty flavorful, so I think if I add too many spices to the egg batter, it would definitely be a bit too much. All right, now I'm getting ready to grate some cheese. I do not buy pre-grated cheese just because it doesn't keep very well, and so I just find it easier to buy like a lot of regular cheese, and I'll just grate it whenever I need more. I normally grate anywhere from 1 to 2 blocks at a time, and I'll keep it in my fridge. And that bacon's looking nice and sizzly. I like to also save my bacon grease. It's really nice for cooking other things. Gotta clean as you go. All right, here I'm just putting down some parchment paper to toast up some English muffins. Funny enough, I don't have a toaster. I kind of think I might get one, but for now, I've just been toasting our English muffins or our bread in the broiler feature on the oven. And it does work pretty well. It only takes a few minutes to toast up whatever it is you are trying to toast or broil. But it is a little bit inefficient because you do have to heat up your oven every time you want to make toast in the morning. And this is my handy little bacon grease thing I got off Amazon. It is so nice to just have something that sits on your counter that funnels out all the burnt bits. All right, now I'm getting my pan back on the heat, back up to temperature. I'm adding in some of that bacon grease that I just strained out of the pan. And I love using cast iron. I was kind of used it only for the last couple years, but once you get used to it, it's just so nice because you can cook something, give it a quick rinse, put it back on the heat and cook something again. It really is so easy to clean and use. You just have to get used to using it. All right, I'm getting my English muffins out of the freezer, get those on to toast, and I got my egg in. And then I like to make sure the pan, once I get the egg in there, since I am making an omelet, I'll turn the heat down quite a bit, and I'll put a lid to kind of help cook the egg all the way through without it burning too much on the bottom. And I'm getting myself some frozen blueberries out. I'm not having an omelet this morning. I'm making myself kind of a yogurt bowl with, and generally I'll get blueberries out of the freezer, especially when it's not blueberry season. I'll just kind of let them soften, melt for my yogurt. I don't like to eat them frozen unless I'm putting them in a smoothie. So I will let them kind of melt, and they do taste pretty good melted. in your yogurt bowl or whatever else you're having. I also like putting frozen blueberries on waffles. It's really good. All right, so here I'm adding my spicy sauerkraut stuff to the omelet. And you can see those English muffins are nice and toasted. And I'm just flipping over the omelet, getting it all pretty looking. And I don't always make Andrew an omelet for his breakfast, but lately it's just been what he's really into. And so generally he wants the same thing until he's tired of it, and then I make him something else. I get it. I'm kind of that way too. I'll generally be stuck on something and then I'll switch it up. Here I'm adding some yogurt to my bowl. And I'm going to add some those blueberries that I had thawed. And here I'm adding some bee pollen that I keep in the freezer. It definitely is an acquired taste, bee pollen. I think it's for like the nutritional value of how much you're getting for the amount you've got to put on your food. I think it's definitely worth getting in your diet. But it does kind of taste different, especially if you're not used to that flavor. And then next I'm going to add some of my granola, my homemade granola recipe. Homemade granola is super delicious. Like, it's so the way to go. It is not hard to make. Here I've got my supplements I'm taking right now. I've got an omega, I've got my vitamin D, and some B12, B6 with some fulvic minerals, and I've got kind of an iron supplement as well. All right, guys, time to take off to church, and I'll see you on the road. What is the sermon supposed to be about today?
It's going to be about Samson's demise. I believe it's the end of Samson's life. Because we the last two sermons was about his birth, and then the in-between with the his marriage that fell through. And then I think it is now going to be Samson being tempted with prostitution, as well as then meeting Delilah and falling into that sin, and therefore he's going to have his eyes gouged out, followed by him calling upon the strength of God to basically allow him to have the power one more time to drop the temple pillars and kill the is it Philistines?
What book is this from?
This is in Judges. Judges. Your people, but Ruth, knowing that her mother-in-law is going to be in trouble, basically like offers to come and help her in any way she can, which is just incredible and something you don't necessarily see in today's world. People being thoughtful and selfless. So it is a great story.
We are back from church, and I've changed into some comfy clothes. I'm now just kind of getting some meal prep going for the next day. Here I am finishing some egg salad that I had started the day before. And I'm also going to be working on kind of making lunch for us. Here I'm adding some, I think it's horseradish mustard. I think you could also use Dijon. And I've got some mayo and some black pepper and salt and seasonings. And I've already added I like to add diced up fennel, like fresh fennel from the grocery store, to my egg salad instead of celery. It's super good. I already added that before, and instead of diced onion, I had added some diced shallots because I had a lot of those on hand. And here I'm just mixing everything, making sure it's all nice and combined. And I am plopping this in another bowl, a smaller one that I can store in the refrigerator. All right, doing a little cleanup.
That's why whiskey makes me cry. That's why whiskey makes me cry.
And I love these lids that you can pop on glass bowls, and we've got that in the fridge. Now I am grabbing some garlic for my guacamole that I'm going to make next, which is going to be for our lunch. All right, we've got our avocados, we've got some limes, and we are going to start mashing.
Whiskey makes me cry. Tastes like Barcelona, a place I've never been before. Where you live with your new lover, not thinking of me anymore. An angel that walked into my life at the wrong time.
All right, I'm adding my garlic, and I'm going to add my lime juice as well. Mix that all together, and then I'm going to get going on my cilantro. Often I will add fresh diced red onion to my guacamole as well, even some diced tomato. I did not do that this time, but that is like the delicious, is if you add the cilantro, onion, fresh garlic, lime juice, and fresh tomato. But honestly, it's pretty good without onion and tomato if you don't want to add those. All right, we've got a finished product. Time to get the nachos going, which is what we're having for lunch today. I'm gonna add some chips and then get going on adding my toppings. I've got some shredded beef shoulder roast that I had made up a few days before, so that's left over in the fridge, so I'm adding that. I've got my black beans that I had made up a couple days before as well. So since I have these on hand, I thought, well, let's make nachos. That's delicious. I'm adding some pickled jalapenos, and then I'm going to start adding some cheese as well. Again, we buy goat cheese, so I am adding melted goat cheese to my nachos. It's pretty delicious. You really, once you get used to the flavor, if you even notice a difference, you can't really tell the difference between that and regular cheese. All right, we've got our guacamole ready to go, and we are going to get our nachos out of the oven. They look delicious. All right, and that is lunch. Thank you so much for spending the morning with us. I hope you guys have a wonderful week ahead, and I hope to be back on here with another video soon, and I hope you all have a wonderful Thanksgiving.